Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Namasami. Okay, so Kathina 2025, Amaravati Buddhist Monastery, just about done. So it's been a big occasion for sure. Is there any count on numbers?
Sharon said 1,000.
Okay, Sharon said 1,000. If Sharon said it, okay. You got to believe it. She said it wasn't going to rain for Pindabad either, and it didn't. So that, so 1,000 people. That's that. It is amazing. This kind of response or or participation in this Kathina ceremony. Of course, it's and it's quite lovely to see. Of course, because I'm a visitor. I'm of course I have been visiting over the years for many years, but particularly this year. I've been here for since January, and really got to see. Before I've come, maybe a week, maybe 10 days, is about as much as I've ever stayed at Amaravati, even though I've been coming for many years. And this year, coming and being here through the whole year, and just seeing the amount of participation that the lay community has, or the involvement that the lay community has in seeing the effect of having a good Sangha community of monks and nuns living together, and it draws people here, and so many people plug into Amaravati. And make use of this precious resource, precious treasure. And that's what they say when we think of the triple gem. I mean, these are one of the words that one references Buddha Dhamma Sangha is a ratana, a treasure. These are the ratana, the three treasures, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So this is a real treasure, and people are involved and obviously appreciate the presence of the community here, and are willing to help out. Just having 100 volunteers show up to help make this event happen, that's very special, and to be able to delight in that, and also one of the things that struck me this morning is that yes, there was 100 volunteers, but a lot of those volunteers were younger people, and there's some hope for a place if there's some young people around, rather than a bunch of old duffers just. So just having that mix having that mix of older, younger people, having a mix of nationalities and languages, it makes it very vibrant. And I think it's something to really delight in and recognize, this is a real treasure. And so to be able to help support it and to make it viable for many people into the future. And it's this is what, 41 or 42 years of Amaravati having been established, and so that there's inevitably there are changes that take place. Like I started coming here. I was here for the opening, and so there's many people who were around at that time. They're not around now, and and this is the first year that Lumpur Samedo not able to, or not feeling the energy, the ability to come out and plug in and be in a, because if he comes out, if he had come out, or whenever he comes out, then people want to draw close to him, and it was just quite natural. But in 1,000 people wanting to draw close to one old guy, that's tough work. So I think it's. I mean, it is quite marvelous how he is still sharing Dhamma with us, and I mean, he's 91 now, and he's got various health issues, which is ordinary, but he's still able to give reflections based on his deep experience of the Dhamma, and to inspire us to continue this practice. And so it's a real blessing to have have the presence of Lumpur Sameto, and to have have him see the fruits of his work and his that's in English. It just comes. What comes up in my mind is the Thai phrases, and C.S. a lot. He's given, he's given so much over the years, and for him to know this is happening, that 1,000 people came for Kathina, this is the fruits of his giving and his sharing and his giving up, relinquishing for the benefit of others. So it's quite. It's a wonderful gift to him, even if he is not here. Word will get to him if it hasn't already. So that just being able to acknowledge or recognize the blessings that we all have and have the opportunity to share in by having Amaravati Buddhist Monastery here. And of course again, something that I noticed through the years, just like every Saturday for I don't know how long, meditation workshop happens. The only day it doesn't happen is the day before Kathina. It's too much to pull it off with all the preparations for Kathina. But otherwise, every week, Saturday is a meditation workshop, and people come from all over to participate in that, which is a great gift to the community. And And then, of course, on the lunar observance days, the Dhamma teachings are given, practice is shared, and people can plug in as they wish and as they can. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great resource for people to have access to. So a lot of it is I think, especially a Kathina day, it's an opportunity to like renew our connection and commitment to the practice and to the monastery itself and to the teachings. And of course, the place does exist because many people do support it throughout the year. So it's, and then certainly for Kathina, then, as I said, 100 volunteers and all of the community here helping out, and various guests that are here plugging in and creating an atmosphere of harmony and joy. It's very beautiful. So these are qualities that we can see happening around us, that we can contribute to, but then we can take that into our lives. So those examples are things which are really important for how we live our life. Because you can't sort of come to the monastery, participate in it, and then go out the gates of the monastery and get in an argument with somebody. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So hopefully it sort of spreads out into the world, and that is and again is trying to take the examples that we see and bring them into our daily life, because the teachings of the Buddha are not just to be put up on some shrine somewhere and bowed to and make offerings to. They are there. The teachings of the Lord Buddha, the tradition is there to be put into our daily life and to be able to live it in our ordinary circumstances, with our family, with our friends, with our work, with the particular circle of community that we have, or family. And recognizing the foundation is in, say, like in Dana and Sila, these are solid foundations to be laying for living a skillful life. And this is again in the chanting that we do. In the chanting that we do, the Paritta chanting, those blessing chants that we do, particularly the chant on the highest blessings, the Mangala Sutta, where the Buddha gives, 38 things that he calls the highest blessings, which, the very first one, asevana jabalanang, don't associate with fools. It's such good advice. It's just so important. Just pay attention to who you hang out with, because it affects us. And of course, the second one is associate with the wise, and it's associate with good people. And so the association that we make, the friendships that we cultivate, are really important. But then there is a verse further on, where it's Dhahanancha Dhammacharyacha Nyatakanancha Sangaho Anavajani Kamani Etamangala Muttamam. Dhana, sort of like generosity and living a righteous life, offering help to relatives and kin, acting in ways that leave no blame. These are the highest blessings. That's a very, it's incredibly simple, it's incredibly practical, and it's incredibly ignored. just or forgotten. It's not so much ignored. You forget about it, but it's just so important to realize. Okay, this do I have the opportunity to be, to give something, to share something, and giving and sharing, dhanancha, to give and to share, is not necessarily material. That just a kind word is an incredible gift. Listening to somebody when you're busy or something, is just they've got something bothering them, and just to stop and give time to somebody is an incredible gift. Especially these days, the world is very, it's just really busy, and we fill our lives and our minds up with busy things, and so that creates a sense of, we're always on to the next thing, and we don't give ourselves enough time. We don't give others around us enough time, and it's an incredible gift to do that. So again, willingness to give and share, and giving a kind word, giving some encouragement. Also, just giving encouragement to oneself sometimes. Oftentimes, when I see this all the time, people come to ask for advice about a particular problem they have, and we can end up being so self-critical, and if we reflect on it a little bit, the advice that you'd give to yourself would be, if you were thinking it were another friend, it would be something kind, but sometimes what we say to ourselves, not very kind, or not very patient. So that just that sense of giving that dhanancha, you can start to see it. It really applies in so many different ways. Of course, Kathina is a very special time of exercising generosity, and of course, there's a whole huge table over there full of gifts, and I'm sure there's other stacks of gifts all around the monastery somewhere, because people come and make offerings and want to help and want to share and want to support, and that generosity is something that you think back on it, and it uplifts the heart. Or you think, and that's one of the criterion that the Buddha gives, or the benefits he gives of, say, like something like generosity, and just in that sense of, you think about doing it, like you think about Kathina, and the heart's uplifted before you do it, before you come. You just, okay, Kathina, I'm going to see people. Okay. Yeah, the heart is uplifted. It's bright. It is wholesome. Kusala citta, a wholesome, skillful heart arises, thinking about doing something like generosity. And then while you're doing it, so that today again, this was a feeling, a lot of lightness in the air, a lot of well-being, a lot of friendliness, and that while one is doing it, one feels good. And then having done it, you go home, you think back, wow, that 2025 Amaravati Kathina, wow, that was pretty good. You think, you think of it, it's something you've already done, and it's past, but it still elicits a wholesome mental state. So this is what the Buddha calls punya. That's in Thai they call it bun, and it's a word that it doesn't translate so easily into English. Because they translate it as merit, which is it's about as lame as it gets. There's no heart to that. It's almost transactional. Who gets a merit out of this? But when the Buddha talks about punya, the Buddha himself says, punya is another word for happiness. Do not be afraid of punya. It brings happiness. So that sense of bringing happiness when you're thinking about doing it, bringing happiness while you're doing it, bringing happiness while you think back on it. It's very beautiful. So this is when things are done according to, it's like that dhanancha dhammacharyacha, that charya is to do or to act, or so acting in accordance with Dhamma, living in accordance with Dhamma. This is a blessing. This is a mangala. This is a highest blessing. So that because it does. This is what brings happiness and well-being into the heart. So that sense of paying attention to these simple things, because you can pick up Buddhism as a philosophy, and you can analyze, and Buddhism is and can be incredibly analytic. It doesn't lack in that ability to analyze things from a philosophical perspective. But on a certain level, that's not the point. And the Buddha emphasized, and you read the suttas, and the Buddha says over and over and over again, I teach only two things, dukkha and the ending of dukkha. So that what is it are the tools for the ending of dukkha, or seeing dukkha, seeing suffering, discontent, dissatisfaction, stress. How do we recognize it and acknowledge it? And how do we end it? What's the ending of dukkha? And so that if analyzing and philosophizing ends dukkha, then yeah, go for it. But to me, I find that approach kind of boring or almost irrelevant. But what's important to me, what's important is the feeling. How do we feel happy? How do we feel content? How do we feel free from stress? And so that's accomplished in very ordinary, simple actions. It's also accomplished in how we approach our own, looking after our own minds in that sense of the cultivation of say, meditation. And of course, there are any number of meditation techniques in Buddhism. But again, one has to keep coming back. Is it accomplishing its purpose? And when I'm doing the meditation, am I accomplishing the purpose of understanding dukkha and letting go of dukkha? And it's just so important to keep. Don't forget that. Don't lose the plot, because it's people will get so caught up in technique. Am I doing the technique right? Am I doing the recitation right? But you try to do that, of course, but we can just wind ourselves up into more stress and dukkha by trying to do everything right sometimes. So this path that the Buddha laid down, again, just even in terms of our relationship to our meditation practice and training the mind, how do we approach it with a sense of generosity and giving? To give ourselves to training, or to give ourselves with a generosity of spirit, where where there's this kindness, that it's really important, because otherwise it's hard to sustain over a long period of time. What sustains us over a long period of time is well-being and ease, and so that learning how to put forth effort but how do we do that in an easeful way, where it's actually satisfying, and that's certainly one of the things that I think all of us struggle. Certainly, I have. Where that sometimes just being so serious and diligent that it's a burden. But then the antidote being getting lazy and slacking off, which is not really a solution. So it's learning how to get that balance of, and so much of the balance is in that. Learning how to pay attention to how does it feel. This is something that Ajahn Chah, I remember a long time ago, it was him saying, the language of Dhamma is the language of feeling. This is about how we feel. It's not about, again, about analyzing or deciding who's right and who's wrong and what's the best or what's the worst. It's how does it feel? Does it bring ease? Does it bring clarity? Does it feel satisfying? Does it uplift the heart? So that sense of this is keeping those perspectives in mind, and that's living in accordance with Dhamma. Yaktakanancha Sangaho, and that quality of giving help to relatives and kin, and kin can be our extended family or our Dhamma family. These are the people we draw close to. Just being recognizing that we don't. Human beings are, in reality, don't do very well on their own. We live with each other. We live in community. We live in human relationship with each other. So learning how to do that skillfully and to do that wisely, and so giving help to relatives. So you begin by learning to help and give and share and looking after each other. So paying attention how to do that. Anawajani kamani is that acting in ways that leave no blame. Anawaja is without blame, and that's like one of the one of the aspects of happiness that the Buddha points to. Of course, there's happiness that comes from gratification, like sense gratification, getting what you want, indulging in whatever that is exciting or interesting or stimulating, is a kind of happiness. But the Buddha says it's not without blame, because it usually frazzles the mind, and it might take advantage of others, or might not be skillful, and oftentimes isn't. But the Buddha pointing to anavajja sukha that is without blame, and certainly that the happiness that comes from generosity as well, the happiness that comes from keeping precepts. That's the just because we're all. There's so many times when you've done something or said something, and you look back, or it happens right there. Oh God, I wish I hadn't said that. And it's because it was either insensitive or it wasn't, it was hurtful or just thoughtless. And we all do it. But to be able to be clear enough and committed enough so that we're committed to the good. And that's what keeps coming up. And so giving ourselves to the good, giving ourselves to what is truly blameless. And the happiness that comes from that is a happiness that really nourishes the heart in so many ways. And it's the kind of nourishment that one makes life in general comfortable and easy to live, but it also makes our meditation and our cultivation so much more smooth and comfortable. There is a tendency to overlook sometimes in the importance of happiness and well-being in the progression of samadhi and insight, and it's really and it's an important point that the Buddha makes over and over and over again. He doesn't say, sit under a tree and force your mind into samadhi and then you get some insight. He lays a step-by-step foundation of how to create a sense of well-being and ease and happiness, and he goes through step by step in so many different suttas and discourses. And in some of those suttas, the Buddha actually stops and emphasizes the happy mind is easily concentrated. The happy mind easily enters samadhi. And it's really striking because so often we work from the paradigm of when I get my samadhi together, I'm going to be happy. When I get my meditation together, I'm going to be happy. And that isn't how the Buddha teaches. The Buddha says, when you get your happiness together, you'll delight in samadhi. And so it's really important to learn how to lay those foundations for well-being. So just, a day like today, which is not, I say, overtly dedicated to meditation or sutta study or whatever, but you're still laying the foundations for what can arise in a steady, clear mind. And steady, clear heart is how we see things as they truly are, and that seeing things as they truly are is what leads to insight, and that is the insight. That's like Lumpur Sumedho. How many times have you heard Lumpur Sumedho say, "It's like this"? No, it's like this. It's so important. Seeing things as they are. It's like that. Why do we see it the way we are afraid of seeing it in the way we're worried about seeing about how we think it should be? All that's proliferation. It's a clear, steady mind, seeing things as they truly are. It's like this. And why make dukkha? Why make any problem out of it? So that the dukkha is resolved because we see clearly. So that ability to lay those solid foundations, and today is a day that, everybody's gathered here to make offerings and to help out and to make the whole ceremony work and function. And just take this opportunity to express my delight and appreciation for the efforts of everyone who came and who has come and who helped to make this a successful day. So Anumotana, everybody.